Hi.
Good morning.
Oh, hi. Morning, Margaret.
Good morning.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry. I have headphones on, so it's the volume is loud.
I heard you, so I came over like, oh, good morning. Oh, gotcha. Be right back.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay, Jill?
I can.
Good.
I can. Good morning, Susan.
How are you all?
Hello, hello. Hi, Debbie.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Oh, I love your top.
Who are you talking to?
You're the only one I can see.
Thank you.
Very pretty.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Calamity.
There she is. Gonna cause a calamity somewhere. It's good to see everybody. Thank you, Debbie, for being our hostess with the mostest last week.
Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better. It was my
Thank
pleasure.
you. Gosh, that was horrible. I don't know what that was, but that was not nice at all. Well, if you want to go ahead and get your chat box duties started with your first, last name, and email address, we can get that started. And sending love out to Kelly Lutman, who won't be here today. She's en route to Orlando, Florida for a wedding. So safe travels, Kelly. And sending love to Susan Shelton, who has to go to the dentist. I think she'd rather be here. So let's give everybody just another minute here, because Cassandra and Jennifer are here but not here. So that's hi, Judy. Hi, Mary Beth.
Morning.
Good morning. It's good to see everyone.
Yeah.
Missed you all last week.
Missed y'all too.
Yeah. Thank you. We missed you, Judy. Hi, Jennifer. Good morning, sweetie.
I got to spend time with Judy yesterday afternoon. It was amazing.
Oh, wow, nice.
Had my gift session from our open house, and
Oh, fun.
That's awesome. Did you release something? Good morning, Cassandra.
Good morning, sisters of love and light.
We're all like, oh,
Cassandra.
checking our hair.
Check our hair.
Oh,
Check
Oh
our
my God,
hair.
always looks crazy on this show. I don't have good, I don't know. Anyway.
I think
Yeah,
you're adorable,
I used to do
Cassandra.
it
Don't worry
in
about it.
Oh, I was always like,
You look
It's
better
probably
than-
the only time you look.
I know it looks different on here than it does in the mirror. I'll tell you that.
Sometimes it looks better, sometimes not, right? Good morning.
I never,
Laura.
I never look until I get on camera, and then it's like, oh my gosh, what did I do?
Let's see.
Hi, Faye. Good morning.
Nice
I'll
full
give Joe
house.
1 minute to get here, and then we'll get started. It's good to see everyone. It's so lovely to have more boxes in my Brady Bunch Hollywood Squares here. So nice to have new members. And as I mentioned, Kelly and Susan Shelton aren't able to attend other commitments, but they'll be back next week. And we're excited to hear Margaret today, our very own Margaret Martin today. We're looking forward to this lovely reminder about gratitude. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to put your name, email address, and first and last name and email address in the chat box. And I will make sure to send the transcript out for you. And I also, when Kelly was telling me she was not going to be here today, she was super excited, though, to report she had a virtual coffee date with Susan Rose. Yay! I love that. Make sure you guys are connecting on your own time. We'll do a virtual coffee day event sometime on our own as well. But if in the meantime, if you guys can connect on your own time, that just builds those relationships. I know we got lots of referrals to give each other, and just to get to know each other, I think is a lot of fun too. So there's Connie Jo. Good morning, Connie Jo. We'll go ahead now. We can start the party. Connie Jo is here.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. First day of March. I hope that you have a great month and that February was kind to you.
It's the first day of month.
And we will get started with our 30-second commercials / elevator speeches. And if you haven't done so already, good morning, Nancy.
Good morning.
If you haven't done so already, please go visit the chat box and do the honors, first and last name and email address. And so we'll get started. I'm going to start in the top left corner, which is Jennifer. Elevator speech time, Jennifer.
Okay, this time I have it written.
All right.
I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind. I'm practicing. So thank you.
Go. Perfect.
Thank you for listening. So hi, I'm Jennifer Ressman with Voyu Marketing. I'm in Southern Florida as well as a number of other people here. And I'm on the east side, on the Fort Lauderdale side. So we're nearby there. I help realtors create and distribute their digital and social media marketing, pardon me. I know it's a kind of a mouthful. It is still for me as well, but realtors, and I think everybody here knows what I'm talking about when I say social media marketing. My job is to help guide you with your marketing through consulting and training, as well as filling your back end with content for you to distribute through your social media platforms. Even if you're a new realtor, even if you're new to the marketing, you might be overwhelmed with your marketing, I can help those people. I can help with blogging and newsletters, business writing, and the social media platform of their choice. Even if you've never done anything like this before, I can absolutely help them get up and running. I'm also training in Facebook ads currently, so I look forward to taking that off their plate as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Jill of all trades. I love it. Yay.
Yeah, you kind of have to be, I think, with social media.
Yes, you
Everybody
do.
kind of expects you to know it all, do it all.
Yes,
So.
indeed. We're glad that you're here. Good morning.
Thank you.
I'm next in the little squares. So hello, everyone. Jill Celeste, coming from Newport Richey, Florida. And excited to be here. Thank you again to Debbie Keevan, who was Jill Celeste last week, with a lot shorter hair, and she did a great job. I watched the replay link, and thank you again. It's so nice to know that I can, at the last minute, can call on a friend to help me. And I know I could have called any of you, but I knew Debbie would be up because she has to do her cat shot. So thank you. Thank you for that. And those of you know probably this already, but I am the founder of the Celestial Circle, and I've set the intention today to recruit a member. So if any of you are interested in joining the Celestial Circle, can you help me manifest that? Or if you know anybody who would like to join, thecelestialcircle.com. This month we're focusing on converting clients from speaking gigs. How many would like to get clients from speaking gigs? Come join us at the Celestial Circle. Cassandra, speaking of Celestial Circle, come do your elevator speech.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cassandra from Surrounded by Energy, and I do energy healing for body, mind, and environment. And I specialize in energy facelifts and body sculpting. So please give me a call. I can do this remotely. It's really exciting stuff. And I am offering 50% off your first session. So please give me a call.
Wonderful. And you're in Clearwater, Florida, right?
I am in Clearwater, Florida. Thank you.
Yeah, if you've never been to Clearwater, Florida, put that
What?
on your list.
You're right there?
It's the #1 beach, right? Just got a ranking.
I know.
Yeah. Go see Margaret next. Margaret, you're next. Speaking of another place to go visit, is Dunedin, Florida.
I live in Dunedin, but today I come to you from Tallahassee, Florida. I'm here.
Oh, cool.
As you see the Seminole in the background.
Yes.
I'm at my sister's house, my sister and brother-in-law. So anyway, I work with individuals to help them transform and convert their negative self-talk to thoughts of empowerment. I do that as a coach, as a speaker, and as a writer. I am the author of The Chatter That Matters, Your Words Are Your Power, and Your Chatter Matters Journal of Gratitude. In companies and organizations, I also help them create teams that are cohesive, reduce their conflict, and help their employees build their self-esteem and self-confidence so they can have a fulfilling life.
Thank you, Margaret. We look forward to hearing your presentation in just a few minutes too. Thank you for doing that. And greetings from Tallahassee. Is it an hour behind me? No, same time zone. Can never tell what part of Florida is in the other time.
It's when you cross the Apalachicola River. So it's just west of Quincy.
Yeah, Quincy. Cool beans. We're glad you're here. Thank you for being here, Susan Rose.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to practice my new thing.
All right.
This is so exciting. And so here we go. I help coaches and solopreneurs in the personal development and holistic wellness space who are frustrated that all the time they spend writing and creating content does not lead to clients. With the Killer Content Formula, they learn to write authentic marketing copy that can generate 10 times more leads per month while they spend less time creating content and more time serving their clients.
10 times. That's a great claim. Good girl.
Great claim. I think it's true.
It's possible.
It is possible. It actually is possible if you focus. And I had another one-to-one with Susan Shelton yesterday, and she suggested I let you all know that I'm also a certified health coach. That's why I'm interested in that particular space. Health coach, and I own a massage center.
Oh, aren't you just another Jill of all trades?
Yeah, that's
what
Jill of all trades.
Very cool. Thank you, Susan. Debbie Keevan.
Good morning from snowy Baltimore. We're going in like a lion. So I am Debbie Keevan. I'm a writer, editor, and storyteller. And I'd like you to imagine going to a in-person networking event, and someone asks you for your business card. And you say, I'd like to give you my book instead. I'm the founder of the Your Book to Fully Booked program, and I help entrepreneurs never have to hand out business cards again to attract their ideal clients.
Woo!
That's awesome.
So many mic drops today. Go girl. Love it. All right, Hannah, top that one. Tana has a book. She could just go here.
I cannot top that one. But I can give them my book, thanks to Debbie. I'm Hanne Brøter from yourbrandvision.com. I'm a graphic designer and visual brand manager. I make all kinds of visual stuff like logos and websites and newsletters and social media graphics and PowerPoint and keynote presentations and you name it. And I do this to help entrepreneurs find and visualize their unique greatness and attract their ideal clients. And I am in Norway.
Norway, officially.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here, Hannah. And everybody was showing your, I don't know if you could see, but everybody was showing your book off.
Oh, thank you. I didn't see that.
Everyone's got their copy by their desk. That's awesome. I love that. Good job. Mary Beth, you're next.
Hey, good morning. Here's a new one for me too. About a little over a decade ago, my dog started connecting and communicating with me, and it blew me away. It was not something that I expected in my life, and so I pursued that, and I find that I have the ability to connect to animals and help you find out what's going on, and talk to them, tell them what you're thinking, and even helping at end of life situations. So I gotta tell you, I had a great event. I went to a Yappy Hour last night in Alexandria, Virginia, which also has snow. And we just went from one, it was lovely. People and their dogs just talking to me, getting face licks, every other dog, and sharing that. So I do happy hours now too, Yappy Hours now too. So
We have those-
Thank
we
you.
have those in my community too. They benefit one of the humane societies. It's such a fun event. I'm glad you went to yours. Before the snow, right? Before the snow came. Judy Kane, good morning.
Good morning. So I'm Judy Kane, and my business is called Aligned Consciousness. And I'm wondering, if you're a coach, do you have clients that just can't seem to get past barriers in your coaching? I help people rewrite subconscious, self-limiting beliefs. So coaches will send clients to me to transform blocks that they've identified together. And then we change those beliefs so that the clients can go back to their coaches and have a much higher chance of success. I don't do behaviors or accountability, just beliefs. I'd love to explain this to you on a one-on-one. Judy Kane, Aligned Consciousness.
Go get your one-on-ones with Judy. Her email address is in the chat box, I'm sure.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I figured so. Thank you, Judy. Good morning, Faye. You're next.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? My name is Faye Tarshis. I live in Alpharetta, Georgia. It is a suburb of Atlanta. Becoming quite crowded and quite busy. So maybe I'm going to move to like one of those quieter places in Florida we all live. I'm going to go where Jill is. I like the sponges. I own a business called Kathy's Cape. And Kathy's Cape is a cape that allows me to give you a hug. Look at that, Connie Joe. So Connie Joe suggested that I use a different form to hold the cape on.
Looks nice.
So that you can tell. This actually kind of fits perfect.
She's got perky breasts.
The cape is something that I've created to help keep those warm, those going through infusion therapies warm during the hours that they're having to sit there. And the infusion therapies don't necessarily have to be chemotherapy. They could be the dialysis, the MS treatments, many other infusion therapies would love to have. So a patient would love to have this hug at all times. I've also started to promote, thank you ladies, that the cape is a perfect item as a carry-on on a plane or while you're traveling. While you're just sitting there watching television at night. Here it's been cooler, much cooler in the evenings, even though during the day it's been beautiful. It's been much cooler in the evenings, so just to sit and wrap it around yourself while you're watching TV, it's a perfect accessory that everybody must have.
Yay! Good job, Faye.
Thank you.
I love the body form. That was excellent.
Such a good idea, Connie Joe.
Yay, Connie Joe. Well, speaking of Connie Joe, you're next, Connie Joe. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
I love the form. It looks really good. I took a sip of coffee right when Mary Beth said yappy hour, and I almost spewed it all over everything. I never heard that before. It's hilarious. So I'm Connie Joe Miller of Enigma Bookkeeping Solutions, and I serve coaches and other solopreneurs by providing financial coaching and bookkeeping services. And I also have a service where I act as a money guide, which is teaching individuals the skills and habits that they need to take control of their own money. And I'm in the Atlanta area, right next door to Faye Tarshis.
Yay. We're glad you're here, Connie Joe.
Glad to be here.
And last but certainly not least, Nancy representing the Upper Pacific.
Where my hair is still wet, yes.
You're good.
From Seattle, where it's neither sunny nor snowy at the moment. Please no more snow. Yeah, I'm Nancy Linnerth. I am a procrastination coach, an EFT or tapping specialist, and clearly I have to work on my presentation because I am blown away by everyone saying what they do. Today, I'll just talk about a small part of the procrastination I've seen. I've had a number of clients come to me recently who just cannot make decisions. Not a single decision. It's like any decision they're paralyzed by, big and small. And it is a big cause of procrastination, because if you can't decide what you want, you can't go after it, you can't take action. So if you know somebody who seems to be like struggling with decisions that you just think, just make it, send them my way. I'm getting good at it, I have to tell you.
I love that. Let's all boast about ourselves. That's what we should be doing. I love it. Good job, Nancy. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So we're going to go ahead and get ready for our speaker, who needs no introduction because we all know and love Margaret. Margaret, are you doing slides or just talking today?
I'm just talking for the most part. I do have a couple of pictures I'm going to show at the end. So.
Perfect. Okay. Can you go to about 8:40?
Yes, but I don't. Yeah. Give me a sign. I'm in my brother-in-law's office, and there is a clock, but it's not easily read. So I will try to keep track. So if I go too long, just interrupt me.
No problem. You got the floor.
Okay, thank you. Well, this morning we're talking about gratitude, and I'd like to see anybody have a show of hands of anybody that has a practice of a gratitude. All right, I'm singing with the choir this morning. Well, one of the things I thought that I would share that perhaps you weren't aware of, and we'll talk, I want some more interaction as we go along today and see what kind of reactions and responses you've had with your own practice. I started my practice of writing down gratitudes 20 years ago. I found my first, I've kept, I think, all of my gratitude journals. I may have started before that and just in a spiral notebook, but then I got a specific journal. And it was after reading, or while I was reading Sarah Ban Breathnach's book, Simple Abundance, a daybook of comfort and joy. And while I was reading that, that's when I realized, starting writing my gratitudes at night. Now, I write them at night because I think it's a perfect time to take a look at what's happened during the day and I usually focus on 3 to 5 things. I've seen some people say write down 5 to 10 things. Well, I can probably do that every day, but I like to see what exactly has happened for that day for which I'm grateful. So sometimes 10 is a stretch. But, one of the things I can always think about is having a home, always, whether depending on what the weather is, because I've had the experience of seeing, we have a place in Clearwater, it's I've forgotten the exact name of it, but it's a tent city for those people who are in transition of being homeless. It's just one of those places that they can go. They have facilities that where they can eat together, but they have their bathrooms and showers and things. But in the meantime, their living quarters are tents. And I've been there in September when it's hotter than hell in those tents. And especially in a hot summer day, I think about those people. On a rainy day, I think about those people and others who are in situations somewhat similar. So I can always find at least 1 or 2 things for which I can be grateful. But I like the simplicity of things. I'm at my sister's house, as I mentioned. She is an avid gardener. Beautiful azaleas are blooming everywhere. And bird feeders are there and everything. So it's a joyful place for which I can have a lot of gratitude to be here. But I wanted to share with you a couple of things about gratitude that have come from some studies in the research that's been out there. In positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly considered and consistently associated with greater happiness. You probably already knew that. It also helps people feel more positive emotions and relish good experiences and improve their health and deal with adversity and build strong relationships. One of the studies that came out of Harvard is they looked at actually some of the other universities that were doing some research. University of California and the University of Miami have done, I picked up, I don't know if I'm allergic to all those flowers or just what that's come across that I've never been allergic to, but I apologize. excuse me, they've done much research on gratitude. And in one study, they asked the participants to write a few sentences each week, focusing on particular topics. So one group was asked to write about the things they were grateful that occurred during the week. And a second group was asked to write about what irritations they had. And then a third group wrote about just events and that had affected them with no emphasis on positive or negative. So after 10 weeks, the results were pretty interesting, but in a sense, not surprising. And it probably won't be surprising to you either, is that the folks who wrote about gratitude were more optimistic and felt better about their lives. And they said, surprisingly, they also exercised more and had fewer visits to physicians than those who focused on sources of aggravation. Some other research that came out of the University of Minnesota and the University of Florida was having participants write down a list of positive events at the close of the day and why these events made them happy. Well, they lowered their stress level, and it gave them a greater sense of calm at night. One of the other persons that has talked about gratitude was Ariana Harrington, who's the author of the book Thrive. And here's what she says about gratitude, and I love it. I think it's a great thought. Gratitude works like magic by serving as an antidote to negative emotions. It's like white blood cells for the soul, protecting us from cynicism, entitlement, anger, and resignation. So I'm sure some of these statistics aren't a surprise to you. So I'd love to have somebody share, anybody and everybody, share, one of the things that you've found in working with your gratitude. Cassandra, I saw your hand go up first.
Yeah, actually, what's one of the things I do is I do volunteer my time with people struggling with alcohol and drugs. And, I clean them and I do all this stuff and it's amazing. But what makes that shift and what breaks through is while I do the sessions, then they go home and they do gratitude lists. And what happens is literally I start to see those neural pathways of positivity start to connect. And when they're really in a bad place, like really struggling with wanting to use, what I'll do is they'll call me and I'll say, sit down. And I want you to write on a piece of paper everything that you want tomorrow. So whatever's on that piece of paper, that's all you can have tomorrow. So you're like, thank you for my toothbrush. Thank you for my pillow. Thank you for this. Thank you for my, and on. And you have like 100 things. And all of a sudden they're not thinking about using anymore. They're thinking about how much they love their life. They're thinking, and it just changes. It changes things so much. So I'm a huge advocate. I mean, gratitude all day long. So
that's terrific. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can certainly as you've seen, make a big difference in someone's life. Who else? Debbie Keevan.
Well, I've shared this story before, but we have some new people, is when I was on the Camino and I lost my heel and I was focused on the pain that was, scale of 1 to 10 and 12. I decided to start thanking different parts of my body and doing this sort of litany. And what I discovered is that my pain level went to 0 and enabled me to finish that day's walk. And so in researching, I found that you can't be in pain and in gratitude at the same time. It literally closes off the pathways in the brain. So it's a lifestyle really to live in gratitude like that. So thank you for talking about it, Margaret.
Oh, you're welcome. That's a great share because, and I mentioned it to somebody, your experience one time for somebody that was in pain. I don't know if they took it up or not, but at least I shared your experience and maybe it did make a difference for them. Who else? Susan.
I'll share, even though I'm not sure I can go after Debbie's story because that's so powerful. but on a daily basis, I mean, I kind of do the same thing. I use the gratitude to shift my perspective if I'm kind of, you know, sometimes you just wake up and you're tense or whatever. And, you know, the same research I found is you can't be in that place of gratitude and anxious or nervous or upset. Like it just can't happen. So I'll go through and start listing all of the things. You know, I was working with a client once who she was trying to do it and she kept thinking she had to focus on huge things and she was struggling with it. And so that's a good reminder. So I was like, no, focus on the little things, you know, the birds singing, the dogs, the cup of coffee. And when she did that, all of a sudden it started working for her. She's like, oh, I didn't know I could be grateful for the little teeny things in my life. Yeah, actually be grateful for the little teeny things in your life. That's what makes you grateful for the whole big picture. So.
Exactly. One of my friends who writes on gratitude a fair amount and actually this morning on Facebook, that was, you know, one of the things that she was writing about. But she said, you know, be grateful for toilet paper and be grateful for air conditioning, be grateful for, you know, the fact that, you know, there's so many things, especially we who live here that have so much can certainly be grateful for. Anybody else? Yes, Nancy.
I don't have anywhere near the exciting stories of this.
All stories are exciting, so go for it.
To me, I'm happy for it. My husband and I, a couple of years ago, started a practice of exchanging gratitudes before we go to bed and talking about what we were grateful for from the day. And it wasn't an instant change, but I feel like I watched the Queen Mary slowly shift for us, where it does seem to have made a difference in both of our moods. And when one is kind of down, the other can bring them up. And what we focus on during the day changes a bit too. But again, Queen Mary took a long time. So
it does, but it is amazing. I've actually given gratitude journals as wedding presents. And I encourage couples to share, you know, from time to time, whether it's every night or not, you know, but I think it's an important piece to share what's for what you're grateful about the day. And some families are doing this during dinner hour, which I love it, is to get their children in the habit of thinking about things for which they can be grateful. Faye, did you want to?
That's funny you just said that. I picked my granddaughter up 2 days a week, or at least I had up until this week. She was going for tutoring. So I was picking her up 2 days a week. And you know how sometimes when the kids get in the car, they're all like, oh, I hate school. Oh, I don't want to be here. I'm so glad you picked me up, blah, blah, blah. And so she gets in the car sometimes and she's kind of crabby. But I won't say, so how was school today? What did you learn? Did you love school? What did you learn in math? I don't do those things. I start off with, so did you make somebody smile today? Did you smile today? Who did you sit next to at lunch? Did you share your snacks? Like I do that grandmotherly nonsense. So what happened today that made you grateful? And did you make somebody grateful because you did something nice? And I can almost always see the mood swing.
Exactly. How old is she?
She just turned 8 a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, good.
18. We won't go there.
Good. Anybody else? These are great shares. Yeah, go ahead, Debbie.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry. It's all fun.
My kids, actually, they did at school when they were younger, they did a whole year of gratitude. And then they gave their parents at the end, they had to write every day just in their little notebooks what they were grateful for. And at the end of the year, the books came home. And of course, we had no idea. And the things that I thought my children would be grateful for would be like the gifts that they got or the big things, right? And you were talking about the little things. And it was so astonishing, like the things that they were grateful for. Things like, I'm really grateful for my mom's hugs, or I'm really grateful that my brother shared his whatever with me. I'm really grateful for the chance to learn about X, Y, or Z. And it was all these little things. And it was the practice of being that way. And so that was, to me, just a huge shift. And getting kids even in that place of the gratitude, it was amazing for them.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, Judy.
Yeah, and I apologize. I had to take a call a minute ago. So if somebody else said this, I apologize. It's kind of referred to in a lot of what people have said, but the reticular activating system, I mean, if you're looking for the things to be grateful for, you see more and more of them. So it, you know, it gets bigger, you know, it's a building thing if you get in the practice of it.
It is. And thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else with Mary Beth?
Boy, I love, I should be taking notes, but I will soon, but I love these ideas. Thank you. Cassandra, thanks for talking about alcohol, folks, because when I got into AA, the first thing they said was, you better get an attitude of gratitude, you know, and they started us off immediately with that. And I remember the changes in me, like, and it's been a long time, but, you know, I would get up in the beginning, and for many years, I'd get up in the mirror in the morning and look in the mirror and have arguments with people. I mean, this is my head just going.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And gradually the attitude of gratitude and releasing things, you know, just things started to quiet down. It was really lovely. And I've noticed that speaking of husbands, I shifted from what was driving me nuts to what I liked about him and shared it with him. And yeah, that's made a big difference. Oh my goodness. Something so simple has made a big difference in how we react every day, and how how the love is blossoming on his end as he realizes that I have a lot of gratitude for him. So it's made a huge difference.
That's fabulous. I appreciate your sharing that, because I've noticed that with one of my clients that I'm working with. I've never asked her to do a gratitude journal, even though I've given her one. And so, but I've noticed that she and her husband and just her attitude has shifted some as well during our work with the gratitude and sharing with her husband as well. Okay, one more. Go ahead. Anybody else? These are great, great ideas. Jill, do you have something? I know you do.
Well, I always like to do everything because I talk all the time. I do have a practice where I write a gratitude journal every night. And what I do is I just fill the page with a list. And so it's 4 things. I give you one thing. I just fill the page. I figure that's the space I have. And what I love about it is it stops the mind monkeys that I normally would get before I go to bed. You know, like, oh, I didn't do this, or I'm worried about this, or whatever. And if kids are doing this, it just stops that, because it puts me in a higher I'm a law of attraction person, so higher vibration of gratitude. Exactly. And I certainly feel more, I feel better when I go to sleep, and I believe it attributes to falling asleep faster and not, falling asleep and not getting up at 3 a.m. with the worries and things like that. I really attribute all of that to my gratitude writing.
That's perfect. And I agree that, that's why I like doing it in the evening. My gratitude journal, I sat on my bedside table since I started, and it's with me when I travel. If for some reason I forget to pack it, I've always got a notebook or something where I can write it down. Or some days just post it on Facebook, because and the reason I do that, it's not necessarily to tell the whole world things about why I'm grateful. It's more about triggering other people to think about it. And sometimes I'll ask for, what are you grateful today? Or things like that. So a couple of other things I wanted to share about it is continuing some of the benefits that I found during my research. Is it lowers stress levels. You feel calm at night, especially when you write them at night. You can gain a new perspective of what's important to you and what you truly appreciate about your life. By noting what you're grateful for, you'll gain clarity on what you want more of in your life, because we know about the law of attraction. And it helps you focus on what really matters. These are things all of you have said. So I just love the fact that you're confirming everything I was bringing forward today. Keeping a gratitude journal helps you learn more about yourself and become more self-aware. And your gratitude journal is a safe zone for your eyes only, so you can write anything you want without judgment. On days when you feel uninspired or blue or whatever, if you just open your gratitude journal, you can go back and look at it, then that will absolutely give you a reason to be able to feel more inspired. So at this point, I just wanted to share real quick. I took a picture of all of my gratitude journals that I've saved since. This one is my very first one that I started in 1999. I looked at the date because I date it every day, what the date is. And so it's really funny that for 20 years now, I'm now on my 10th journal. So it takes me about 2 years to go through a journal, I think, depending on the size. And so I just found that fun. If I was at home, I was going to show them to you, but since I'm traveling, I thought it was simpler just to take the picture. So anyway, just wanting to share that with you that, and someone from the National Speakers Association challenged me to write a list of my gratitudes, make a book out of them. So maybe one day I will do that. But I just want to say thank you all for sharing this morning, because that's what it was about, is helping us all learn and get ideas of how we can continue to share gratitude and continue our attitude of gratitude. So thank you so much. That's all I have today.
Thank you. That was awesome, Margaret. I know you publish a gratitude journal, so if you don't mind, there it is. She has it at the end of her picture. So if you were looking for a gratitude journal, maybe you're not finding the right ones, please purchase Margaret's so we can support her as well, and then you'll have a great gratitude journal. If you're not in the practice of writing a gratitude journal, I do recommend it. It's something I recommend to my clients, as well as a personal practice, and it really does help. Any comments or questions for Margaret before we turn to announcements?
Thank you.
I know we all just spoke, so Susan, do you have something?
Yeah, just thank you so much. This is, it's like we all have gratitude practices, but it's so fabulous to hear that again, and the reminders of why we do it.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Margaret. This is really,
You're welcome.
really
You're
great
welcome.
today.
It's a great reminder. Yes, Cassandra.
And, something that keeps coming to me, I just want to, again, thank Margaret and thank Deborah for mentioning, the gratitude in pain, about just saying thank you. Thank you when you're having a pain in your shoulder, because I use this in my practice for energy healing, when I'm removing, I'm just thank you pain. They don't need you anymore. I don't need you. Thank you for showing me, and it just goes away. So it's so beautiful. It's so powerful. So thank you, everyone. So beautiful.
Beautiful. I think all of us could if we all just take a moment and go in the chat box and just type something we're grateful for. Connie Jo kind of kicked us off, which is where I got that idea. You don't have to say thank virtual networkers necessarily. Let's just stay in a moment of gratitude and just type what you might be grateful for right now. If you could just do that in the chat box, it's just a way to extend our gratitude. And Connie Jo, we are grateful that you are here in Virtual Networkers for sure. And thank you, Margaret, for putting your link for that. Grateful for my dog, Brandy. Grateful for my husband. Women, yes, Virtual Networkers, absolutely. I'll say mine. I'm grateful for my son, Anthony, who has a job interview today. Grateful for my husband, 11-year-old. Grateful for the cats. That may be, my cats or your cats, Judy. Oh, because I have one here who's a stowaway. Yes. So I love that. Thank you all for keep sharing those in there. Anything else from Margaret before we move to announcements? Oh, yes. Thank you, Mary Beth. That's awesome. Everybody's happy for coffee. It wouldn't be Virtual Networkers without some coffee for a lot of us. I don't drink coffee, but I know for a lot of you. part of it.
Thinking that I wish my husband was making me more coffee too.
You need him.
He doesn't know my cup is empty.
Oh.
In all fairness, I don't know that Rick is making me more coffee. Rick is making coffee, and I'm hoping that a cup of it will come to me.
Positive intention. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, y'all making me laugh with the caffeine. I never acquired the taste for coffee. Isn't that strange? I went through graduate school and everything. I just drink Diet Coke. So great. Thank you, Margaret, for that wonderful reminder. And again, be sure to invest in Margaret's. It's not a big investment. It's a book. But be sure to purchase Margaret's book if you need some gratitude journal as well. And next week's speaker is Donna Rudowitz. Donna is a very good friend of Debbie's and mine and others. Is she, do you have an idea what her topic might be, Debbie? It's okay if you don't.
I do. She's going to be talking about the impact of divorce on families and how to divorce gracefully.
Oh, beautiful. So,
and what beyond, post-divorce kind of stuff.
And hopefully none of us are going through that, but let's just, some of us probably know friends who are, or maybe ones who have already gone through it, or maybe you went through it and are still healing. I know Donna's going to, if you've never met Donna, she's a delight. And I look forward to seeing her again because it's been too long. So that is our speaker for next week. So we'll go ahead and move into the announcement portion of today's meeting. This is your chance to ask for a referral, to promote whatever it is you got for the world that you're sharing, shout out, whatever. It's your little minute or two to just express whatever it is you'd like to express. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. So Nancy, you are first.
I don't know if I did this last week, but I'm going to do it again because it's so big for me. I am just going to be grateful. Well, this is a grateful thing, but I'm so excited because I finally, after years and years and years of talking about it, I have finally given my resignation from my therapy practice so that I can just do the coaching and help people get out of their way and not have the insurance company tell me you can't do that. I'm going to do what I'm here to do. Yes.
Good for you, Nancy. Good for you. Congratulations. Can we support you in any way? Send you good vibes, obviously, but.
Well, send me good vibes. Send me anybody you know who needs to get out of their own way already and get going. But mostly at the moment, I'm just celebrating.
I love it. We're celebrating with you. That's a huge,
thank you.
Huge thing. I'm going through a similar thing myself, and I get it. So congratulations on that. Awesome. Debbie.
I didn't realize I was that far down. I am asking for anyone who hears somebody say, I really want to write a book someday. And specifically, if they want to write something that helps them in their business. So if you would refer them to me, I would be happy to help them. I'm launching an online course called Your Book to Fully Booked, and walking them through step by step exactly how to do it. So I'm excited to share.
Yay. Yes. As Hannah can attest, having Debbie on your team is valuable. Judy Kane, you're next.
Yeah, I've got two things actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, that doesn't usually happen. I've got an online workshop coming up Friday at 5 about success. Somebody else there's a coach who's putting it on, but I'm doing it for her clients. But it's open to anybody. It's free. It's like for a little over an hour on Friday. So I put the link to Facebook for that event there if anybody's interested. And then I'm going to, some of you know Bryna Haynes. She's talked here and in the other networking group, and she's fascinating. She's got this beautiful description of how quantum physics works, and she does these quantum leap things. She's got an event coming up in May in Providence that's about evolution, her thing, quantum evolution, and I'm going. Yeah. And if anybody else is interested, she's asked if I wanted to be one of the sponsors, and part of what I would need to do for that is to get 2 people to go. So if you would be going anyway, if you would be one of my 2 people, that would be excellent. So I'll put the link for the workshop out there. I'll put the link for Bryna's too. So yeah, it should be really good.
Yeah. If you have not met Bryna, amazing human being.
Yeah.
There's a question for you, Cassandra, in the chat. From Cassandra to Judy in the chat. Judy, just so you know. Connie Jo Miller, you are next.
So I mentioned earlier that I have a service where I act as a money guide, and I just wanted to mention that again. It's a 90-day program where there's a series of videos, and then I act as a guide through the program, and it's 90 days, and it's a 4-step process where we work on mindset, set very specific goals, take a really deep dive look at how you spend money, and then work on a graduated program to reduce any gap you have between what you make and what you spend. So trying to create more disposable income you can invest. So if anyone is interested in that or knows someone that's struggling with their finances, this is on a personal level. Later I'll do it with businesses, but right now this is just a personal finance type course. So I'd love referrals. If you know anyone that's struggling, having problems in that area, I'd love to help them.
Thank you, Connie.
And I'm a manifesto writer, so there.
You are. You should just see Connie Jo's manifesto.
And it ties in with this.
I'm going to share it. You got to share it.
Yeah.
It's time for everybody to put their big girl pants on about their finances, and let's go go see Connie Jo if you're avoiding. Faye.
I think all of our screens are so different. I didn't realize I was next. I'm sorry. My announcement this week is that I don't have an announcement. I have a request. There's a whole big difference. I keep asking for somebody to connect me, for somebodies to connect me to somebodies who may own boutiques that may want to display or sell the capes. Now I'm just going to say, let me know if you need somebody who needs a hug. Because always needs a hug. So if you know of somebody who's in need of a hug versus buying or making a meal for them to put in the freezer for a later date, and you want it to be more consistent, let me know if somebody needs a hug to keep them warm at all times.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Faye. All right, I'll give you a sneak peek so y'all can prepare. So it's Hannah, then Mary Beth. How's that? Hannah, then Mary Beth. Hannah, go ahead.
I don't have any specific announcement. I'm sort of in post-launch coma. And I am also in the Celestial Changemakers and with Jill, and that seems to be a very change-making program. So I don't know what I will offer you for the future, but for now, if you need any sort of visual assistance like logos or any sort of visual expression, I'm here to help you with that, small or big. So please, if you or anybody else needs something, I'm here for you.
Thank you, Hannah. Mary Beth and Susan Rose. I even gave you a warning.
Oh, I know. The little button didn't love me today. So I'm here to tell you that I took Cassandra up on her energetic facelift. I am vain enough to tell you that I do not love this. I do not love this and do not feel it's I just don't. I love my body. I'm glad it's well, but I'm sad about this stuff. So so I did it, and we did it remotely, and I got it. Maybe because I do energy healing, I was feeling what she was doing to me. At one point, she was releasing some attachments, and I felt this little pling in my heart, like somebody had plucked a banjo string. And she says, "I just pulled one out of your heart." I'm like, "Whoa, girl!" I smelled the essence of whatever that liquid little stuff you were doing, and weirdest stuff ever. You don't have to believe in this at all, but it felt like I was channeling back through past lives, and we were kind of clearing that stuff out. What are we holding in our faces, folks? It's incredibly crazy. So and just I went to my networking meeting yesterday, and somebody asked if I had lost weight, and I'm like, I don't think so. Still eating the Christmas cookies. But I'm thinking, Cassandra, possibly. So I'm continuing on this path of admitting that I'd like to do something about this, and it feels like it's. We'll see, but I think something shifted for me. Thank you, Cassandra.
Wow, that is an amazing testimonial. I love it. Thank you, Mary Beth. Susan Rose, then Margaret.
Yeah, that's a very cool testimonial. So my ask today is, if you know anybody who wants to up their email marketing game, I'm really, if all the other content things I teach, I'm a big believer in email marketing, and I see how much people don't understand how to do it, in a way that is authentic, and that's why they're not doing it. So I would love to help people out with that and talk about what it entails. So that is what I'm actually looking for today. And I did want to say, and I'll open this to Debbie. Debbie, I would love to put the link when you have your program for your book ready on my resources page or something, because I don't help people write books, and I'm 100% in agreement with you that that's a great tool to have. So I would be, happy to support that and put that on the page, and anybody else has got, a good resource for my audience, because I just like sharing everything, and I want that page to be a place where people really go and find useful information to build their businesses. So when you're ready and have something, let me know and I'll put it up there.
Love that. Thank you, Susan. Margaret, then Jennifer.
Well, thank you everyone for your compliments this morning. I read through the chat and I appreciate that. One of the things, and yes, if you can buy the gratitude journal. My daughter did this cover, isn't it gorgeous? At any rate, you can buy it from me at my website or on Amazon, either way. So, but what I wanted to share with you today as well is that I've been working with people to help them uncover their passions. So, and do the work that they are meant to do, meant to do in this world. So if you know of somebody that's sort of stuck in trying to figure that one out, I'd love your referral, and I appreciate that. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Margaret. Jennifer, you're next.
Is it me? Thank you. I didn't mention it when everybody was talking about gratitude, but that was really a lovely chat, Margaret, and thank you for that. And I just, I'm thinking I'm just grateful to be here. This is a lovely group, and I'm just grateful that you invited me, and I appreciate all of you. And it's such a fun way to start your Friday morning. Sometimes it's like, oh no, it's 8 a.m. already? Oh no. And you're doing stuff and you're scrambling, but it's always so worth the time and the fun and everything to come in here and be with you all. So anyway, thank you. And I did a little writing down of this too, so I can practice this part too. But
okay.
If you don't mind, if you're thinking about your marketing and you're wondering what direction to go in, I can help you with that. So I always like to give a 1-hour free consultation, and we can just chat about whatever's on your mind with your marketing, your social media. I like to do a review of your social media and talk about what might be your plans. We can work on your plans. We can do a social media review, anything in that direction. Sometimes I work mostly with realtors, but this can work with everybody. So if you're interested, please reach out.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. Actually, I was next, but I'm going to skip and go to Cassandra, and I'll go last. Cassandra, you're next.
Hi. Oh, Mary Beth, thank you so much. And I wish maybe we could show, if you guys could see this side by side, because I know it's one of those things where you don't notice the pictures you don't notice it in the mirror of yourself, but I did make a side by side of her, and it is actually amazing. And on the other note, Mary Beth is amazing. I said, you know what? I'm willing to trade you, the rest of your sessions for a lifetime of communicating with my cat. And actually, she's like, well, how about you take my class? So I'm really excited. I'm going to do Mary Beth's class, and then I can talk to the cat too.
You're going to love it, Cassandra.
I know that it's going to actually help my practice, because I feel like it's really going to, speaking to Judy about it, she said how it really opened up her intuitiveness in all other ways. So I'm really, really excited. And again, all of you all have stuff that I need. So if you are interested in trading, I am down, all day long. So please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you for giving Mary Beth an energetic boost on Facelift.
It's amazing. She was the best, funnest. To work on a clairvoyant was amazing. It was just so validating and so amazing. It was just so beautiful.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for also connecting offline. I know I said that already, but it makes my heart swell with pride. So just a couple things before I set you free for your Friday. Actually, this is very weird and awkward, but there has been Connie Jo, I have emailed you about a woman named Clestine so she keeps calling me. Have you been in touch with her by any chance?
Yeah, I did. I told her that our next quarter was full, but her name would be on the list for the third quarter.
All right, I will email you back.
You were already booked up when we got her name.
I thought you might be. So we have her on the list for maybe third quarter, fourth quarter, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, but I did tell her for that. And I told her, I also said that if anyone, if there was a cancellation, and she could fill in at the last minute. Okay. So yeah, I did.
I thought you did. Okay, I'll just remind her. She may have just got confused too, because that's, she's very nice. She's just very persistent, which is she's doing her follow-up. And as a marketing coach, yeah, I'm all about it. So but I want to give her an answer. So thank you for that. So next week we have Donna Rudowitz, as I mentioned. And then if you guys could mark your calendars for our meeting for all of our meetings in March, but particularly, on the 22nd of March. And I apologize if that's during spring break for your kids. We're having a member meeting. That's us, everybody here. I would love to have everybody in attendance. Now, of course, if you have plans already, you're going to travel, of course. But if you could possibly be here for this meeting, we're going to circle the wagons, talk about, we're going to sign the next group of speakers. Just make sure you guys know your membership benefits, all of that stuff. So the 22nd of March, 8 a.m. For an hour. If you could just make sure to be here for that. Don't book over it, in other words. That would be fantastic for me. And as I already mentioned, Celestial Circle looking for someone to join today. So if you know anybody, please send them to thecelestialcircle.com. I would appreciate your help if you know anybody. And if you could send good juju to Anthony today for his job interview, please. And me, because on Sunday morning at 5 a.m., I will be doing a 10K over the biggest damn bridge ever. So if you could before you go to bed on Saturday, send specific energy to my hamstrings, please. That would be great.
That is a huge bridge she's going up.
Oh my God, it's a beast. It's like a mountain to me.
I commend you for that.
Videotape that?
What's that, Debbie?
Video as you go over?
I did last year. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yeah, I thought so.
I was embarrassed because I was breathing so heavy.
The Sunshine Skyway, Jill.
And then I'm like, these people are running. How are they running up this bridge? What is it, Cassandra?
What bridge is it?
The Skyway.
It is the Skyway. That's what I was thinking. Wow.
So send me love for that. And I'm sending you all lots of love today. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you next Friday. Bring a guest for Donna's presentation. And see you all. For those of you in the Celestial Circle, I'll see you all next Thursday for our Q&A call.
Oh,
So
Mary
send
Beth.
lots of love. I'll
Thank
talk to
Bye,
you.
everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
I sent you a private
Love
chat.
enough. Bye
Joe,
bye.
private chat.
I got it. Thanks, Judy. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Judy, I'm staying on, honey. Oh, she went off.
Oh, bye.
Bye, Cassandra.
Leave, leave, leave.
I'm leaving. I had to find the button.